Hello friends, we are back and we will today be demoing the most requested, what do you say, software or the most requested portion of our software. So just give me a second. I'll go back to my hockey sim and then do a quick short run. Okay, looks good. So we have our, what do we have? We have our landing page. Those who are using Rourkela Hockey Pro, they will see this opening um, in their own default browser. But I have Chrome, so and I'm running it locally, so it opens in Chrome for me. um, what do I show here? There are a lot of things. So I'll start as landscape. There's a top bar. There's a team selection drop down with indicators. So you have India, Belgium, and Argentina preloaded. So you can select your team and then the opponent gets selected, and you can also select the opponents. For example, you select India, then you can choose Belgium or Argentina, and then automatically everything else gets updated. Or you select Belgium, and again everything gets updated. Similarly, you can select Belgium for that matter, and then you will have India and Argentina as the opponents. On the left side, there is a sidebar. This is a collapsible sidebar. It's often used for tactical setup, which is attacking, balanced, defensive, and counter attack. And then we have formations. These formations get auto-linked. So as you would have seen, as I keep changing my game strategy, the formation changes. So 3-4-3 becomes 4-3-3 becomes defensive, and then it becomes counter attack, right? So based on your game strategy, your formation changes here. Give me a second. I'm live. Let me post this stream somewhere so that all the comments are answered. The channel and share next. Okay. I hope my audio is. Yeah, I guess it's working. This is done. What else I can do? Okay, I'll share this also here. And finally, I will share it. Finally, I will share it here. Okay, on stream. Okay. Okay. So I've posted it at a couple of places. I hope people can pick it up. If not, then I'll just give me one more minute, guys. I want to ensure that I don't have to do this stream couple of times. So what I'm doing is I'm just retweeting this so that um, this gets the maximum views, right? Okay. So we are back here. So till now what we have done is we have gone to see the top and the sidebar here. The sidebar has tactical setup, so the moment you change game strategy from attacking to balance, you will see the formation changing here, right? You will notice defensive strategy has a different formation, and counter attack has different formation. All these formations are present here. Then we have some weather control. So usually temperature in February stays around 22 degrees, so the default is kept around 22, 60 and 10, but it can again be changed, and the temperature at the field and the humidity and the wind, and all of them are linked to the player performance. What else? Weather controls, formation, strategy. So this is the entire left sidebar, tactical setup, match conditions. So these are impacting variables. The moment you have put them into the algorithm, you can then keep it collapsed if you want to, just to have the real estate open for the rest of the application. Then there is the main area. So in main area you have 5 tabs. First tab is team analysis. It captures data of both the teams that you have selected, Belgium, India for that matter, or Belgium, Argentina for that matter. It captures the data of each of these teams. Next, it also has some more details. We'll get into this. Tactical analysis is the second tab. Here, based on your game strategy, so we have selected counter attack here, and if we put attacking, so it will show tactical analysis for attacking for this country as well as opponent. If opponent is matching the game strategy of your team, then how the game looks like. 3-4-3 is mapped to 3-4-3 from their side. Then you will see some changes here and some changes there, right? And then what are the weaknesses, what are the strengths, some environmental impact are measured here. And next is player matchups. So if I minimize this, so it looks up for key player matchups between both the teams, and this is the third tab. Fourth tab is the squad builder. So in this tab, what we have done is we have loaded all the national men's hockey team player and their positions. So, and then once you select a game strategy, say attacking or balanced, it auto selects a formation and selects a player, and these players are selected based on their scores, and these scores are calculated and populated accordingly. So you will see how these scores are there and calculated, and the experience, and there are so many other factors with which they get the score. So you will be able to create your own squad as well. Next is simulation. So in simulation, we have run statistical analysis with Monte Carlo simulation. So there are iterations to ensure that the results converge over a particular model of simulation. And then there are some advanced factors like current form, fatigue, variance, and some other statistical factors. This is for statistically inclined people. The simulation tab, the fifth tab, captures such data, right? So what is the key differentiator? Why this Rourkela Hockey Pro is different from other hockey sims? First is the availability of strategy and formation auto linking. The moment you change the strategy, the formation gets auto linked, and then the squad gets auto populated, the squad builder. So all these three are auto linked, so that there is no manual selection needed. So there is quickly some configurations can be created on the fly, and there is no time required. It's very fast to do this. Next is real player data. For all the player matchups as well as for squad builder, we have taken the complete rosters for India, Belgium, Argentina, and we have taken 12 attributes per player. These are actual stats, which is caps, goals, and assists. So we have actual data loaded into player matchups as well as squad builders. For environmental intelligence, we have put in weather conditions like temperature, humidity, and wind, and they're dynamically affecting the performance for the players. So we have ensured that our algorithm captures their impact on the player performance, right? And then there is multidimensional analysis. So we have made, instead of just mapping a player to a player, if I show you a player matchup, for example, so we have created 12 point radar charts for both team as well as individual player. So for example, if you are trying to map Tom Boone to Ignacio Ortiz, then you have physical strength, tactical intelligence, technical skills, speed, leadership, creativity, composure, aerial and penalty corner defense, defensive ability, goal scoring, passing and vision, stamina and endurance, and physical strength. So we have everything mapped for players 1:1, and these can always be downloaded, and you can share it on your social media and click on this .png and you can zoom it and select particular area and double click it. You can double click to zoom back in. So that's not a problem. You can put it on full screen, then come back from full screen to the main tab. This is not just for players. This is also there for the teams. So if you have two teams mapped to each other, the same 12 features are as you can see, they are all mapped. So you can see how each players and each team stack up to each another, right? So why is this essential? This is essential because this multidimensional analysis improves how teams are compared. It's not just on one or two factors. The more dimensions and the interplay between them makes our analysis more robust. So that is the multidimensional analysis. Finally, the Monte Carlo simulation. So if you go to the simulation tab, we have advanced Monte Carlo simulations that allows you to run some complex analysis. And these analysis can be run for nearly 10 million iterations. If, of course, assuming your PC has a dual core processor and has 16 GB of RAM, and this shouldn't take much time to run. On modern day laptops or standalone computers, these can be run at very less overload on the processing capability. So up to 10 million is the number of Monte Carlo simulations that can be run, and based on multiple such parameters. The core data model is for us is speed and acceleration. So we have built the entire data model on counterattack, transition, recovery, and counterattack, transition, recovery help the game progress, and the modern day hockey differs from the previous generation on these factors. Next is technical skill. These technical skills has stick work, ball control, and dribbling. So we focus both on stick work and ball control. Finally, dribbling is something that we see as a differentiator between certain kind of gameplay. So we have ensured that dribbling is also part of the technical skill. We have added tactical IQ in our data model, so that the positioning, game reading, and decisions all are the impact creating features, and these are the player attributes that lead to tactical IQ. You can find such You can find such variables over here. So tactical intelligence is here. Then you would have finishing is another ability. So all these abilities are mapped. So finishing has goal conversion, penalty corners, physical endurance, passing, defending, aerial pressure, creativity and leadership. So all these are player attributes that are used to create our own core data model. At the end of the day, it's players' game. So how does each player contribute to a particular team? And of course, the moment you change the squad builder, the team's composition also changes. So you can see how team composition changes as per game strategy as well as per the player combination as well. So interplay between multiple players of a particular team also impacts the output. So if we, for example, if we change from attacking to defensive, so you can suddenly see how other teams change their mapping here. Or if you go to balance, then you will see how each team perform, and the same is true for counter attack. So regardless to say, very closely match these two teams. What we'll do now is we'll do a quick one scenario comparison. We'll see how to compare two teams and understand their relative strengths. So in the first position, I'll select India, and in the second position, I'll keep Belgium, which is the opponent, and we'll see the balanced formation, which is 4-3-3 for India and Belgium. Let's put temperature 22. Let's keep humidity at 60 and wind speed at 10 km/h. So I'll minimize this so that our factors are sealed here. And then I will, let's go to team analysis. So here you can see it shows India at 85%, 89% approximately in terms of rating, and Belgium slightly better at around 93.4. The squad composition breakdown is also there. What do we have? Both for India as well as Belgium. So here the radar chart, it has two overlapping shapes. So with team comparison across all the 12 attributes, the key insight is that the technical skill for Belgium is higher and tactical IQ, but India is better in speed and creativity. So you will see the speed and creativity coming here. So India is better in those two areas, and it's closely matched in technical skill and tactical intelligence. If we go to tactical insights tab, which is this one, we'll see that auto-generated strengths and weaknesses for each team. So strengths and weaknesses are available here. Approach and flexible transitions and tactical versatility for India and Belgium, almost equal here. And how the system calculates a player rating is determined by each of the 12 attributes for player that we saw, and the radar chart gives us the visual understanding. So the bigger area here meant that the team is stronger, and the smaller area shows that the team is weaker. And where does this data come from? This data comes from FIH. You can also add your own teams. So if you want to import your own league teams or local regional teams, you can add the player rosters and those and team names, and those names appear in that drop down. This is scenario 1 where we see the basic team comparison, right? So let's take a scenario 2. In second scenario, we'll do a strategy impact demo. So we'll start with balance strategy here. Let's go here. Strategy is balanced for India and Belgium, and let's go to the squad builder, right? So currently it shows 4x4-3-3, Amit, Zarmanpreet, Harmanpreet, Jugraj, Hardik, Vivek, Manmeet, and then Mandeep, Abhishek, and Sukhjit. The players can change based on who is confirmed as playing or who is not playing due to any situations. And this squad is already populated with the best 11 for this formulation. As you can see, certain players are better, and this shows, our status box shows that all 11 of 11 are selected. The current is 4-3-3, the required is 4-3-3. If you suppose change or remove one player, it will show that the current is 4-3-2. We need to adjust the squad. So if we remove Mandeep for that matter, so the next highest or next best would be Shirananda. So Shirananda comes into the picture, and then again the squad becomes okay.
and that will again, if you come back and see, it will impact the Indian team formation, it will impact the overall rating and everything for that matter. So we can change this selection from balance to attacking and see everything, the team again change. And this for 3-4-3, you would see again Amit, Jarmanpreet and Harmanpreet, and then you have Hardik, Vivek, Manmeet, Rajinder, and 3 from here. So 3-4-3, so the balance, if you remember, you had Jugraj Singh, who was here for the 4-3-3 field. The moment it becomes attacking, Jugraj goes away and Rajinder comes into the picture, right? So this change in the formation, just by changing the game strategy based on the player performance and player ratings, happens by automatically by repopulation. The system intelligently selects different players. It picks up more attacking minded midfielders and forwards, like the 3-4-3. If we now change to counter attack strategy, for example, so then you would have Neelam, Sandeep, Access come into picture here for the counter attack strategy, and the formation automatically switches to 5-3-2, and then the squad has 5 defenders, 3 midfielders, and 2 forwards. And it automatically selected the best players for each position automatically. And there is an option to override the selection if you feel that you need a different combination. So say if Mandeep Singh is not playing, for example, and you want to, for example, play Sukhjit Singh, so then this combination can also be done. So you can also manually select your own 11 if you don't want to take the recommendation of the engine, right? So this matters is because traditionally coach selects 11 players and coach wants to see who can come in, who can go out, and the coach manually arranges the formation and ensures that the tactical fit is there. And it takes around 10 to 15 minutes per configuration in other systems. Here it happens on the fly. So it saves around 15 minutes per configuration before we run a simulation, and we add multiple positions and multiple scenarios. It's auto loaded. Our approach here is that just by changing the game strategy, the formation should change and the player should auto select. So intelligence of the engine should come and start working for the coaches and for assistant coaches so that it can predict its best 11, right? That's scenario 2 for you. So let's do scenario 3. So scenario 3 is weather impact analysis. So in the third scenario of weather impact analysis, we'll show how the environmental conditions will affect the match predictions, right? So we'll keep the same setup. We'll have India versus Belgium. We'll have rather balanced game strategy, and we'll go to the tactical insights tab here. And there, the baseline conditions are 22 degrees Celsius temperature, 60% humidity, and 10 km/h of wind. All modifiers are nearly 100%, as you can see, the performance modifier, which is neutral. The impact of them is different. Let's increase the temperature, very rarely, but let's increase it to around 38 degree, right? So the moment we make it 38, and let's add humidity to around 85%, right? The moment we have temperature as 38 and humidity at 85, we can see that the modifiers are changing. So speed is becoming 95%, so the players are moving slower. The stamina drain has increased 143%, so they are fatiguing faster. And you see an alert that hot conditions expect increased fatigue and reduced speed, right? So the impact of these factors on match conditions is into the picture. This is the hot and humid condition. If we have a windy condition, so if we reset the temperature and humidity, let's say we'll make it back to 22 degrees Celsius, and let's put this back to 60, so that everything becomes 100. What if the wind is raised to 35 kilometers per hour, right? So you can then see in strong winds, you will see that the pass accuracy has come down. The pass accuracy has come down to 88%. The shot accuracy has come down to 85%. And then there's an alert that strong winds, passing and shooting accuracy significantly reduced, right? So windy condition again impacts, and it shows the scenario here. Let's go to the simulation tab, right? And let's run a simulation of 10,000, not 10 million. Let's do it for 10,000 iterations. And for this for the normal weather, let's do it for 22, 60, and let's set to say 15, 10, so 10 kilometer per hour. This is the normal condition. So let's run 10,000 iteration at normal condition at nothing changes here. Home advantage for India because India is playing in India. And let's put some momentum effects here, and let's run this simulation. So it shows India win probability is somewhere around 38%, Belgium around 27%, and the draw is 34%. This is the match outcome distribution, score analysis, and Indian goal probability frequency, and as well as Belgium goals frequency here. The insight there is that it's an even match. It can go either way. India win percentage is slightly higher at 38%. What we'll do here is we'll change it to hot and humid, right, from normal weather, and then we'll see what happens. So this is 38 at this percent. For hot and humid, we'll go back, we'll make the temperature to 38 degrees. 38 degrees. We'll make the humidity to around 85%, right? And for hot and humid, it's 38 and 85, everything stays same. Let's for 38, if this win probability of 38, and let's run the simulation again, and you see this immediately falling. You will see that the win probability quickly fall because to 33%, and draw stays same, and Belgium win probability increases here, right? So this is at a 95% confidence interval for both this, and if you want the confidence interval, and you can select these to see what is the confidence interval you're operating at. Of course, you can change it to 99% and others as well. And this is even a more even match, and India's win percentage is 33% here, right? So win probabilities shift because weather affects both teams differently based on the endurance statistics which we have. In the real world application, imagine that you are preparing for a match in Rourkela in May, and it's 40 degrees Celsius and 80% humidity. The system tells you exactly how that will affect player performance and match outcome. You can adjust your tactics of a team and how you are going to play in each half accordingly, right? That's a scenario 3 for you. Let's go to scenario 4 quickly, right? Meanwhile, if there are any questions, I'll try to answer them before we go to scenario 4. I don't see any questions or comments. I'll just do one thing. I'll pin. Yeah, so I posted it here and given some links on the comment. So let's go to the scenario 4. We have covered scenario 1, 2, and 3. Let's go to the scenario 4. Scenario 4 is player level analysis. And what we'll do is we'll go to the player matchups tab. Let's go to the player matchups tab, which is this one. And then notice how system automatically generates top scorer versus top defender. So key player matchups on the tab. So we have midfield duel, defender versus striker, and speed battle. So you have Mandeep Singh versus Alexander Hendricks, and the position they play, their experience, and their overall rating. It also has the matches played and goals scored, and a radar map again to measure which areas, of course, defenders uh, and forward player have different radar charts. So you can see those strengths and abilities in this radar chart. The same is true for midfield duel. It's almost same, equal. Overall rating 92% for Hardik Singh, and Felix Denayer have 96.8%. Felix is much more experienced and has more goals compared to Hardik, but overall the map on radar looks very similar. Next is defender versus striker. We have Herman versus Tom Boone, and this here the entire stats are in favor of Herman at 96.6, towering over 92.7 of Tom Boone, and despite lesser caps and goals, Herman is ranked better. Their individual player radar charts can be analyzed here. You can see how quickly the defensive ability difference for forward and defenders. So you will see this is for Tom Boone, this is for Herman, and so on and so forth. So for all these factors. Next is the speed battle. So you would have seen Van Duren, for example. It has high defending and tactical IQ here, which is in Belgium over here. And then you would have superior speed and finishing for Mandeep in this case. Abhishek and Augustin from Belgium. Abhishek at 87.5 and Augustin matched exactly at 87.5. 72 caps, 68 caps, 34 goals, 32 goals, almost even Stevens. Next is what you can take away from this. So there is a lot of such comparison, a lot of data on the screen. Things that coaches can take away is to use this for pre-match briefings, so that players are prepped. Of course, players know each other, having played together for so many years, but still preparing on certain areas where certain player has a bit strength over in the matchup. So these 4 critical matchups are needed to be won for the match to be won. So coaches can advise players to exploit these matchups and these specific attribute gaps between two players to win a particular match, or win a particular half, or win a particular game, win a particular play. Right? So that's the scenario 4. Next is scenario 5. Scenario 5 is an advanced simulation showcase here. So I'll showcase India versus Argentina, and we'll use the counter-attack strategy. So instead of India versus Belgium, we'll go to India versus Argentina, and we'll select counter-attack as the strategy with 5-3-2. We'll go to we'll keep the temperature back to 22 degrees Celsius, which is somewhere normal, so that the impact is lesser. We'll keep the humidity again at around 60 and wind speed at 10, right? So with these two, let's go with an India Argentina. Let's do the scenario number 5, which is advanced simulation showcase. And here we will select counter-attack strategy here on the left side, and basic simulation, only 10,000 iterations. So which is this one. And we'll enable the confidence interval. We have already enabled it. Detailed scores, and then selected the home advantage, and then run simulation. This will appear in whatever 0.03 seconds. So India is strong favorites. The system, what it did was, the system created 10,000 virtual matches in 0.03 seconds, and each match used team ratings, player attributes, weather, and randomness to simulate realistic outcomes, right? So it's very essential that we focus on what exactly happened right now. The system just played 10,000 virtual matches in 2 seconds, and each match uses team ratings, player attributes, weather, and randomness to simulate realistic outcomes, right? That's what happened in the simulation. And what that helps us do is, okay, there's another question coming in. I'll try to keep the answers to the end.
Yeah. So we have just now covered 5 scenarios, and let's go to the second simulation, which is again India versus Argentina here. So now let's go to the result card. The first result card is that of India win. So it shows number of times India won, which is 4,000 times out of 10,000. Draw and percentage and counts here. It also shows confidence interval. It's 95% confidence interval and each probability. So win probability of 39 versus 48%. And the pie chart, it shows a visual distribution of the outcome. So India win, draw, and Argentina win. So all 3 possible combination and in a pie chart. And then we have a score analysis section. So it has average goals for each team. So it's 0.51 for India. And then it has clean sheet probability. So clean sheet probability is around 47.8%. And the high-low scoring game likelihood is 79. So 5 plus, it's a highly likely that it's a high scoring game. The same is true for Argentina, it's 0.73 goals. And it shows the goal distribution histogram. You can see it here. So 2 to 4 goals, it shows each of the teams and their scores. For large scale simulation, let's stress test this. We have done 10,000 simulation. Let's do a million simulation. So from 10,000, let's go to 1 million, and we'll keep everything else same. Fatigue level 0, current form 0, and variance as 0.2. And let's run the simulation for 1 million. It will take a bit of time. Yeah, so it took around 3 seconds, but it ran all 1 million simulation, and it tracks win probability and change. The probability here, it shows that they are more precise and narrower over the confidence interval. So you will see 95%, it's around 39% with almost same guarantee that's how many match India will win. And with this, we will have the first. We'll take a break and then we'll continue.